This very special episode of BibleBro Relationship Edition is not being brought to you by Glennis's Kitchen Waffle Mix, but it sure could be. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of BibleBro Relationship Edition. My name is Christian Dentley, and this is my beautiful wife, Adrienne Dentley, and we got something we want to talk about today. Something that is on the minds of men and women all over the internet, all over the world.
Yes.
And that is love. Okay, so this is going to be a couple of weeks in the making. So we're going to have a different attribute of what love is and what love isn't every week. So you should be getting that little ding on your phone if you are subscribed to us and you have the notification bell on. So please, thank you for all of our subscribers so far that have subscribed. We appreciate you. We love you, and we want to hear from you. And we want you to know that we're caring about you, and that we're not going to be up here giving you advice that's just stuff that's not going to help you in life, because our advice is going to be based on God's word, and that's the only thing that's the foundation for relationships. Okay, cool. So the Bible says this is going to be the foundation of our conversation for the next couple of weeks. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the Bible talks about it. They call it the love chapter in the Bible, because it talks about what love is and it talks about what love is not. And for all of you people out there that are wondering, is this love? Is this not love? What does love do? Does he love me? Does she love me? This should help you a lot. So keep it locked right here. Every week we'll be coming to you with a new attribute of love, so that by the time we're finished with this, they will know, and we will know even deeper, what love is and what love isn't. Okay, so 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse number 4 says, love is patient. Right there, we can stop right there. Okay, I want to just paint a picture, or give a scenario, and you tell me what you think about it. Why is it that people can genuinely and generally be more patient with people outside of their relationship than with the person that they're in relationship with? Like, for instance.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, so let me give you an example. We were talking about it when we were walking the other day, but it just came back up in my heart. How we are a lot more patient and more willing to serve and be kind and generous to other people, like our bosses, our pastors, our siblings, or whatever. But when it comes to the person that you're committed in a relationship with, a lot of times we're short with them. Speak on that.
I think I would say, I don't know why it is. I don't know if I'm different with anybody else than I am with you, as far as having patience. And because I think first of all, having respect for your spouse, or those close, those close to you, because when you have that respect for your spouse or your friend or your sibling or whatever, when you genuinely have respect and honor for them, you'll be able to have patience with them. But I have seen, because I grew up in church, so I have seen where, a wife or a husband, whether it's a male pastor or a female pastor, and, they'll serve their leader, which is their pastor, better than they serve their spouse. And so therefore a lot of times the spouse won't even want to go to church.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, okay, I ask you to do something at home and it's all attitude, but when you get to the church, or if the pastor calls, it's like, oh yes, hey, I can do that, and then get off the phone and be a straight devil. That's not cool. So I feel that if God has blessed you, and God has blessed you with your spouse, your family, your sibling, your wife, your husband, your children, if God has blessed you tremendously with those people in your lives, you should honor that, because a lot of people don't have family. They would love to have family, and you have to honor that and respect that. And when you honor and respect that, genuinely with your whole heart. And when you really love a person, that's the difference. When you really love a person and care about a person, you're not going to want to talk to them any kind of way.
Yeah, that's major to me. I told you when we were dating that I'm never going to raise my voice at you. I'm never going to yell at you, because I don't believe that I have that love responds that way.
Yeah.
Even when you get frustrated with somebody, even when I get frustrated with you, because we get frustrated in this relationship,
Right.
but it's how I respond to you in that moment of frustration that marks me of if I'm a man that walks in love towards you, or if I'm a man that doesn't walk in love towards you. Because if I can't be patient with you when I'm frustrated with you, then where's the strength of our relationship? If there are things that, conversations, I heard Matt Chandler say one time that marriage and the issues of marriage sometimes are conversations that last for years. And you know how sometimes you can have a conversation about something and you don't get it right away. And you have to continue to go back to it and go back to it. It's like being in school. Your first semester, you're not ready for your final exam because you haven't learned everything that there is to learn about this particular subject.
Right.
Well, when you get married, when you get into a relationship, I mean, you are a subject, right? And you're my subject. And I haven't learned everything that there is to learn about you. So, and you haven't learned everything that there is to learn about me. So when we get into situations where there's a nerve that's tapped, and I said that to not say you get on my nerves.
I mean, we do get on each other's nerves.
It happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
That's marriage. I mean,
Right.
you with somebody all the time, all day, especially during a quarantine.
Listen,
Child, please.
It's been divorces like crazy.
Oh, it's ridiculous. But I'm just saying, you find out who that person really is, because in your everyday lives before quarantine, I'm working, you're working, we see each other every now and then, at night or in the morning for, maybe 30 minutes to an hour in the morning. And then at night, maybe a whole 10 hours, till it's time to, go back to work or whatever.
10 hours. Oh, you
Yeah,
mean like
between.
the whole, yeah. Or I'm traveling and we're seeing each other on Skype or whatever. And that's another thing. Like for me, it's important for me to live at peace with you, right? So because of our time, our together time being so valuable, because it's scarce a lot of times, well, pre-COVID-19.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense for me to be short with you or to be impatient with you with something that's frustrating me about our relationship and risk losing those moments when you can't get those back. You can't get those moments back.
Yeah. Also, in your time of disagreement, arguments, or whatever, you can say certain things, but it's how you say.
Tone is everything.
Yeah, how a person says something. Because I can say, you know what, you get on my nerves and this, that, and that, and the other, instead of saying, babe, let me talk to you. This is what's been bothering me, and I need to let you know because it's either hurting me or, I don't feel comfortable, when we have these discussions or, something comes up and I'm just, it's just, you everything is not about having an attitude.
No, it's not.
And
and
actually,
again, that shows lack of patience.
Right, that's what I was going to say. You've taught me that, because in my previous relationships or whatever, how I would lash out was because of that's the only way I knew to talk to a person, But with you, you are very patient. I will say that. And just seeing how you relate to me, it's almost like, of course, I know you love me or whatever, but it's almost like a counselor. If anybody has ever been to therapy, it's just like they make you see yourself without downing you.
Right.
Without making you feel intimidated or making you feel less than. Right. Condescending.
Tones.
Yeah, all that, And so I appreciate you for that.
Thank you, baby.
Because a lot of times as a person, you don't know who you are if you're not in a relationship, or if the people around you are not telling you about who you really are.
Right.
So if you can't accept constructive criticism, that's a problem too.
Right.
If you're not teachable, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So you have a spouse that wants to say, hey, I want to show you this about yourself, and then you lash out at them. It's like, I'm trying to help you be a better person.
Right.
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 And so you never, Well, yeah, you have said that to me before. Okay, babe, when you say this or when you do this or whatever, this is how you look, or this is how it makes me feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Without lashing out saying, well, you don't have to do it. You don't have to,
And then you got two people. You got two people just yelling. I mean, how many of us
Who's
have
listening?
been right? How many of us have been in situations where you haven't said what's actually on your heart? You're just saying you're yelling. You're upset because of a trigger that somebody said or whatever. And out of all of the words that were spoken, you still didn't say what was actually on your heart.
And now you're even more frustrated.
Right. You're more because you're not being heard, and some people say they just don't hear me. I'm not being heard. They don't listen. Well, what about you? You might not be communicating what's actually on your heart. Instead of saying, a lot of times people are like, instead of saying, that actually hurt my feelings. What you said hurt my feelings, and you already know that I'm insecure in that area, and I don't understand why you would go there and say that. That hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Why you got to do that?
I'm just saying that. I'm getting into character. You know what I'm saying? But instead of saying that,
Yeah, because people, you know what? I just asked you, why did you say it like that? But people don't want to be vulnerable.
No.
And they don't want to show their emotions or their sensitive sides for whatever reason. And that's a problem.
yeah, I think maybe one of the reasons why people don't want to be vulnerable is because the other person abused them in a vulnerable state before. Like if I was coming to you and I said that hurt my feelings, and I don't really even saying that, the kickback would be you soft. Why are you so soft? I wish I could say what I want to say instead of without you being so soft. You little and it's like, wow,
Right.
I literally brought my feelings to you
Right.
and was being honest with you instead of just lashing back out, and you took it and you slammed it against the wall, and it's like.
Yeah,
Those
that's
things
true.
actually, so what it does is you're teaching me that I can't be transparent with you.
That's right. And that's not good, especially in a marital relationship.
No, that's not good at all
Yeah,
in a
you're
marital
right.
relationship.
Yeah.
So you're
Or,
constantly
period.
teaching. We're constantly teaching each other how to respond and how we respond to each other. And so I think when patience is that, and when you're leading with patience, when I'm leading with patience, and I want to say this to the men in relationship, it's our responsibility to take the hit first. It's our responsibility to lead first. We're leading our spouse, and if a wife is supposed to submit herself to her own husband, then that means that the husband must be worth following. He must be worth submitting to. And so a man, to me, a man that is patient, that leads, that I'd rather be patient first. Can you? There's another translation that uses the word long suffering, to suffer long. Yeah, she's coming at you and she got attitude and she's going to 10 and all this other kind of stuff or whatever. And you could, I know my word. I know me. I am a songwriter. So I know how to put words together without, I don't have to raise my voice. I can put words together in such a way that would be like the Bible says, the piercing of a sword. Like you be bleeding to death just from a sentence I put together. So if I know that I'm capable of that, it's incumbent upon me to employ patience as an act or as a response of love towards you, even if you're coming at me and I totally didn't do what you said that I did, or I did do what you said that I did. It doesn't really even matter. If I'm leading with patience, that means I'm showing you, I'm actually demonstrating self-control on my part, number one, and being patient with you to say, you know what, I could respond that way, but I don't have to respond that way. And I'm going to listen to you. And when it is my turn to speak, I'm going to say, you didn't have to say that like that, or this is the reason why I did such and such. And let me tell you something. You can say something in the midst of an argument that you cannot get back, and that can damage your relationship forever.
That's right.
In one moment of frustration, in one lack of patience, you can say something to your spouse or to your boyfriend or your girlfriend that could be the end of your relationship years before it actually ends. Like legit. You can totally do that. And you have the power to do that. The Bible says that the power of life and death is in your tongue.
That's right.
And whichever one you love is the one you're going to eat. And so I feel like it's important for us to recognize that patience part. That patience part. We have to be patient with, listen, we're patient with other things. We're patient with animals. with our pets, with our children. We're patient with sometimes our coworkers. We're patient with sometimes, listen, some people treat perfect strangers better than you treat your spouse.
That's sad. I mean, it's the truth, but it's sad.
And we got to correct that. We got to correct that. There's no way. I am not going to give any other person more than what I give her. If I'm going to be patient with anybody, the primary focus and the primary beneficiary of my patience is going to be my wife. So I have to, even when it hurts, because it hurts sometimes, because you want to say what you want to say. And you be stewing and one little glory tear come out your eye, be like,
yeah, and like you said yesterday when we were talking, you don't always have to respond to everything. I've learned in marriage, pick your battles. You don't have to respond to everything. Sometimes, I've seen married couples where one person says something, the other person says something, and then they're going back and forth. It's like, if somebody would shut up, yeah. So the other one would be able to listen and see where the other one is coming from. But if you both are talking at the same time or at each other's throat at the same time, it's like nobody is listening to the other one, and there's nothing that's going to be resolved.
No. And there's so much damage that's being done in those moments that a lot of times we don't even recognize until it's too late. Until later on, you said stuff, and I was just playing with you.
No,
I was just playing with you. You ain't that cross-eyed. It's like, why did you say those things?
And see, that's another thing too. A lot of times when someone is joking with you, I always tell people there's always truth in the jokes. My thing is, don't joke with me. Just keep it real with me.
Already.
No, for real. Just honestly, just keep it real. Don't joke around with me.
Yeah. And I think you also have to learn how that person receives truth. Because some people you could joke about something, and because I'm a jokester, I speak that language.
Right.
And so I'll think about it later and be like, oh, dang. Yeah, she right. I do kind of just throw my clothes, because I'll think about it later. But but if you don't respond that way, and I'm trying to say something to you in a way that you don't receive it, or that that you can't hear it, then I'm frustrating myself, and frustrating you, and then I just think that we have to recognize the fact that first it says love is patient. Yeah, because we got to be patient with our spouse.
Everyone is different, and you have to learn how that person wants you to treat them. Yeah. Not how you feel that you should treat them, but how they need you to treat them, how they need you to know them and understand them. Yeah. I learned that a long time ago. It was difficult from the beginning, because it's like, no, this is what I should do and this is how you should do. But no, we just had gotten married, and we had to, and we still have to learn each other.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still learning each other.
Absolutely.
So be patient with each other. You're still learning each other. Be patient with each other. You're still learning each other. Mm-hmm. Be patient with each other. You're still learning each other. Be patient with each other. What are ways that we can be patient? Just take a second and give it a couple of clicks. Before you say that thing that just came to your head, give it a couple of clicks. Just give it a couple of seconds before you say it, and just breathe for a second. And look at them as if, and I mean, this might sound weird or whatever, how would you deal with them if they were like your child that you loved, that you look into their eyes and there's such innocence there or whatever? How would you deal with them? How would you speak to that person? If you love them that much, then it shouldn't be that hard for you to just, man.
Yeah. Step away for a moment and get some water, or,
And start saying what your heart actually feels.
Exactly.
Man, that really hurt my feelings. I'm going to go get some water, and I'm going to come back, and we can finish this conversation when I come back. But that hurt. Why are you laughing at me? I'm just...
Because why you use that crying voice?
Because it hurt. I'm just saying, you shouldn't be... I'm spitting all of you.
That's okay.
Anyway.
We share everything.
But no, No, you should be able to, even if it's with tears in your eyes, get to the point where you're able to say
Yeah.
what you have to say what you really feel,
What
say
you
what's in
feel.
your heart,
Yeah.
say what's in your heart.
And make sure they can understand you, because if you're crying and they can't understand you, that's a loss.
Yeah, you just waste your time,
Yeah.
or they start laughing at you, then they insensitive. But again,
What?
patience.
I'm not insensitive because I'm laughing at you.
I'm just saying, if I was serious, then that'd be a problem. Anyway,
No, but I wouldn't laugh if you were serious.
No, you know. But love is patient. Love is patient. So be patient with each other. We got a
Please.
long way to go, and especially right now when we're in this COVID season. Listen. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Be patient with each other,
Please.
and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be all right.
I mean, because at the end of the day, like you said yesterday, you still have to live with this person after you said what you said.
After you said it all, after
Yeah.
you got it all off your chest,
Right.
you got to live with that person, and you don't want to create a situation where you've said things that you can't take back, and your marriage or your relationship is over, and it's just a matter of time because of the seeds that you sowed. Sow patience, and you'll reap patience.
Yeah.
It might take a minute, but be patient.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed this again. Hey, like, share, subscribe, click on the notification bell.
Absolutely.
And we got more to come. So the next one is Love is Kind. Ooh, wee. Love is Kind. Ooh, that's going to be a really good one. Kindness.
Yes.
We kind of touched on it a little bit today, but
Yeah.
we're going to talk about it even deeper. Love is Kind. So we love you. This is Christian and Adrian Dentley signing off. Peace.